Hey guys, Hunter Sales here. I'm going to be going over this jerkbait video from a really warm, windy day on Douglas Lake in Jefferson County, Tennessee. This was in late March, almost April. I think it was the third week of March when I was out on Douglas, and the fish were really biting. I had a few hours mid-morning up until probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon that I got to get on the water this day. Got some GoPro footage for you, and I want to kind of talk through what you're seeing in this video. Kind of take a different stance than most YouTube videos that you guys probably see out these days. I want to kind of talk about what I was doing. So it doesn't matter. That day I was throwing my jerkbait on a bait caster some and on a spinning rod some. That's kind of personal preference. I really like throwing on a spinning rod. I think it's easier to cast, easier to work. But regardless of which one you're throwing, bait caster or spinning rod, you want to make sure that you got it spooled up with straight fluorocarbon. On my bait caster, I spooled up with 10-pound Seaguard Invisex, and on my spinning rod, I spooled up with 8-pound Seaguard Invisex, and it's got to be straight fluorocarbon. You don't want any braid on your spinning rod because it's going to float, and it's going to change the depth of that jerkbait and kind of the action a little bit. So you want to make sure you spool it up with straight fluorocarbon. The jerkbait I was throwing that particular day, there was two. One of them was the Megabass 110, the regular Megabass 110. I think they call this color Elegee Bone. It's got the chartreuse belly. Another one I was throwing that day was the Pro Blue Megabass jerkbait, and both of them worked really, really well. My bait cast rod is a medium action. You want something super light because as you'll see as we get into the video here, that medium action rod, whether it is a bait caster or whether it is the spinning rod, needs to be very soft on the tip because your hook set isn't going to be a jig hook set. You're not going to reel down and crack them. Instead of that, when one's going to bite, which this day exclusively they were biting on the paws. It was sitting there, you see your line jump or you feel a tick. Whenever you saw that, you just lean into them. It was literally just a lean and reel. It's not a really hard hook set because of these little bitty treble hooks, especially on the Megabass jerkbaits, you will rip it out. So you've got to keep your drag fairly loose, and you got to just lean into them on that hook set, and it'll get them every time. You don't have to worry about that. Going back to the cadence, as you'll watch this video, you'll see, jerk, jerk, stop. One might hit it. Jerk, jerk, pause. Jerk, pause. Jerk, jerk, pause. Jerk, pause. So you got to kind of mix it up. Sometimes it would be jerk, 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 and a pause, and one would hit it. But that cadence is super important, so you got to memorize what you got hit on, and as soon as you find out what cadence they're biting, you got to duplicate that all day. As you'll see throughout this day, I started off in the morning fishing, mid-morning fishing, and the wind wasn't crazy. I was fishing places that had a little bit of wind action, but it wasn't blowing super hard. As you'll see right here at the end of this clip, guys, the wind was howling down this bank. The sun was bright, wind howling. That is perfect jerkbait conditions. And I was able to catch, I don't remember how many, 5 or 6 on this one bank. The wind started blowing good up against it, and I was throwing into the wind, presenting that bait super naturally. Fun day, guys. So hopefully this video helps you guys with a little bit of your jerkbait fishing, and I plan to share more informational videos like this in the future. Thanks.